about a text or answering questions about a text. Use evidence to support your ideas and answers. Finding text evidence is an important skill because it supports your thinking. It proves your thinking is correct and reliable. Some information is written directly in the text. We call this explicit information. Let's look at an example question and text. The question you will answer about this text is, how does Ellen's mom feel when she gets home from work? When you are listening to the text, look for key words from the question, such as Ellen's mom and feel. This will help you find the text evidence to support your answer. Showtime. Ellen put her guitar down and rushed downstairs when she heard the front door. Her mom was standing in the hallway in her work clothes, feeling weary. There was animal hair on her t-shirt, and water was streaming off her boots and raincoat. "Mom," said Ellen frustratedly, "you're late. The show starts at 7 p.m. That's in just 1 hour. You need to get ready." "I'll be ready, Ellen. Don't worry," her mom reassured her. Meanwhile, Ellen had started hurriedly helping her mom out of her coat and boots, leaving a muddy trail across the floor. "I was planning to leave earlier, but just as I was getting my coat, someone brought in an abandoned kitten. It looked half-drowned and— Mom, you can tell me later. Please, get in the shower," Ellen interrupted firmly. The question asks us how Ellen's mom feels. This is the text evidence to support the answer. Her mom was standing in the hallway in her work clothes, feeling weary. There is explicit information in the text that tells us the answer. She feels weary. Let's look at another example where a question is answered by explicit information in the text. The question you will answer is, what time does the show start? Look for the key words show and start. This is the text evidence to support the answer. The show starts at 7 p.m. There is explicit information in the text that tells us the answer. It starts at 7 p.m. Some information is implicit. This means it is not written directly in the text. To answer questions where the information is implicit, you need to make an inference. To make an inference, find clues or details in the text that help answer your question. These clues are the text evidence you will use to support your answer. Add these clues to what you know to make your inference. Let's go back to the text and look at some examples. Look for the answer to this question. What was the weather like? The text doesn't tell us what the weather was like, but there are some clues. First, look for clues in the text evidence. Ellen's mom was wearing a raincoat, and water was streaming off her boots. If you find these clues, and then add them to what you know about the weather, you can make an inference. You know that people wear raincoats and rain boots in the rain. You can infer that the weather is wet. It is raining. Let's find some more implicit information. Let's try to answer the question, what is Ellen's mom's job? First, let's look for text evidence clues. Ellen's mom wears work clothes. There was animal hair on her t-shirt. And when she was leaving work, someone brought in an abandoned kitten. If you add those clues to what you already know about jobs helping animals, you can make an inference. You can infer that Ellen's mom works in an animal shelter or veterinarian's office. Let's listen to the rest of the text. 30 minutes later, Ellen and her mom were driving along the highway together, singing along to their favorite musical theater tunes. Ellen was smiling broadly, buzzing with energy, and couldn't keep still. Before they left the house, she had followed her mom around, getting out her clothes and passing her the car keys. Now she knew they were going to make it on time. She could stop worrying. Before long, Ellen and her mom were climbing the steps to the theater, arm in arm. The bright lights illuminating the red and gold decoration of the building entrance shone as brightly as their expectant faces. Sometimes you will need to provide text evidence to support an idea. Let's look at an example. Which sentence best supports the idea that Ellen is excited about the show? In this question, the inference has already been made. The inference is that Ellen is excited. You can imagine that this is an inference you made and are trying to support. To find text evidence, think about what you know about someone who is excited. How might she behave? Then, look for evidence of this in the text. When people are excited, they are full of activity and joy. Sometimes a person's heart can beat faster, and they can find it difficult to sit still. In the passage, it says, Ellen was smiling broadly, buzzing with energy, and couldn't keep still. This sentence best supports the idea that Ellen is excited. Remember, explicit information is written directly in the text. Find the information, then use the text evidence to support your thinking. Finding implicit information requires an inference. It is a combination of clues in the text added to what you already know.